Stocks advance as trade talks with China restart. Stocks rose Thursday as trade talks between China and the US restarted, even as fears that the economy may be slowing down persisted. The Dow gained 80 points at the open, while the S&P 500 added 0.45% and the Nasdaq climbed 0.6%. Reuters reported overnight that Chinese officials made unprecedented offers regarding forced technology transfers as well as other major sticking points. The report comes as trade between China and the US has been a key issue for Wall Street as investors fear a prolonged standoff between the world's largest economies could hinder corporate profits and economic growth. The negotiations between the two countries continue amid growing concern of an economic slowdown as the bond market flashes signals that a recession could come soon. The closely watched 10-year Treasury rate hit its lowest level since December of 2017. This comes after the move lower in Treasury yields pressured the major U.S. stock indexes. The S&P thus. In economic news, the U.S. economy grew by 2.2% in the fourth quarter, according to the government's final read released Thursday. CNBC's Sylvia Amaro contributed to this report.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.